So if I want to shape it for a particular person, or what we are going to do, then we can just make it down, create the tools, but we are not going to make them nails. We leave it there. So when the patient comes, then we take the feet, then we study how the normal feet is, then we carve the same thing, then we create it. After that, then we cover it, then they will look somehow alike. And that is the cone sandpaper. That is what I'm using. Now you can see the tools are coming from the machine, not from my hand. I use that first. Use it first. Now you can see it's coming. It's coming. The 4 toes, after the big toe, the 4 toes, they all have some kind of positions that they belong to. And yeah, so you have to shape it. That is why you see the big toe is always the same. If you look at every one big toe, they are the same position that we have.
Okay.
It has no different position from all kind of toes, but the rest of the foot, everybody has it different. So for the big toe, you don't need to worry much about, but the small ones, then you have to worry more. So small time, then you work on it. You use the machine to set it how you need it. Then finally, I use the small tools and the knife to make the rest. After that, then you have to smooth it.
Is that a finer grit sandpaper?
I think so. Although it's rough, like I need smooth one to make it more smooth.
Okay.
So that it doesn't show on your covering. You see it smooth. If you make it rough, it will show you in the
you'll see the
that is maybe the last point.
So beneath.
Yeah, this is the smoother one that I have, and finally smooth it. Smooth it fine. So when you touch it, you see that we have some words here. The blind text.
What is that?
Yeah. If the blind man wants to test everything, he uses his hand. He don't look at it.
It doesn't look.
So he puts his hand around it, and when you see that there is a bump in somewhere, he uses the hand to know it. So I use this blind test.
Okay.
on my hand. I don't watch it. I just use my hand and feel
Feel it.
it's too smooth or it's somewhere bumped or somewhere like this. Then I go there again till I make it smooth finally. And now,
This is after you finish
now
you're starting.
starting making the toes. Keeping the camera.
And you're just right now. You're just trying to create like a V groove in between each toe.
Yeah,
Just making a straight
yeah,
cut in a V shape in between each toe, so that it will begin to
So
take
if,
shape.
yeah, if you look at natural toes, you could see that it's a kind of V shape, V shape, V shape, V shape. So you have to do the same thing.
And you told me that the EVA that we have here, that I'm sure we have in the United States also, that EVA doesn't give a good finish. It doesn't sand well to use it as a shaper, as a material. It needs to be this kind of micro rubber.
Yeah, I mean, because it have more oil.
It just does. You can see the grind marks come out very, very clearly in that. Even when you use a finer sandpaper, it seems to
You can see
rough it up. It doesn't make a nice smooth finish like this.
Exactly. Because more rubber, more.
And now you're drawing the toenails.
Yeah. Now the toenails is drawn on. Now you have to know what you are doing and the kind of toenail that the distance or the measurement that from the other one doing.
Compare them all to each other.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you see all that thing, then you just use your pen to draw on that side. And when you draw it finish, you can see even from the video that the pen is showing the mark. So you are going to cut through that pen mark.
Or use it as a guideline.
Guideline, exactly.
And how deep down do you like to go into the rubber? 3-4 centimeters?
Yeah, it's 3 millimeters. 3 millimeters. So I have some distance. If you look at my index, I hold a knife in a certain way, and my hand will be on the toe or the material a certain way. That will give me the distance or the dip that I need. You see
Yes, yeah.
So that one is giving me the 3 millimeter dip. Because
you seem to actually sharpen your tool each time. Why is that?
It needs to be very sharp. Because when it is not sharp, as soon as you turn the curve, it doesn't go smooth. Then it goes some like rough movement. And when the rough movement is there, you can never change anything, and it will come as you see it. So sharpen it all the time. Then it moves like water passing somewhere easily.
So you have to peel it out after. Right?
Yeah.
Just on the edges, you try and stay away from the very middle, the top. That's like the crown.
Yeah, exactly. So this This knife is big. So that is why sometimes I sharpen it.
Could you have it too sharp? I mean, could you sharpen it to an extent that you start having problems with it?
Oh, for the rubber, you have to sharpen it. For the micro rubber, you have to sharpen it on and on, because by processing the rubber, the chemicals, some of them create something like stones inside. So as soon as the knife touches that stone, then it can never cut anymore. For if it is a work on a leather, I can just sharpen it from now till evening.
Use it, yeah.
The rest will go on the table. As soon as I use the knife on the table as a sharpener, then it comes again. It cuts, it's skive, but rubber is not like that. So rubber, if you are working on rubber, any movement of time you have to sharpen it. But leather, I can sharpen it from morning till evening, once a day. So now you have to use the
special tool
to make it smooth. You see, not all micro rubber can be smooth with this kind of thing. That is why the other day you showed me the pink rubber, and I told you that it's not easy if you, after when you cover it, you won't see anything, because it will not allow you to do this thing. So you need that kind of micro rubber I'm talking about to
pick up
yes,
detail. The detail won't come out in the EVA rubber plastic.
Okay.
And that's one thing here in Ghana, that just the standards, it's hard to get specifications on specific items like this rubber. The manufacturer doesn't sell it by the specification, they sell it by the sheet. That's the way it comes. You want micro rubber, they might be 4 different specifications, but they only sell it by the sheet, they don't sell it by the specification.
You see, any production that comes out, it's have special people that need that production.
Yes.
So as soon as you go to the market or the company and you find that your request is out, then you have to decide to buy more and keep it.
Yeah, they wouldn't sell just a little bit.
No,
they would
when they
only sell a big lot.
When they finish, now is the time of covering it, and that brings us to the final point. And from here, we need to skive the leather, and I normally like the scalp horse leather. The horse leather have a very good texture of our foot. So we are going to skive this till we get maybe 1 millimeter.
And you can skive it down that thick.
Yes, I can skive it down to
That's
that.
a good knife. And a good technician using it, of course.
Now you can see from this knife, from this leather, you can see as soon as I skive, I don't sharpen it. Because it doesn't have any stone, nothing
abrasive in it.
Yeah.
It's gonna make
so it just goes smooth
get
and
down.
smooth.
And this leather, I think we already said this leather comes from
Horse.
Horse and from Holland is imported. We don't get it here. We can still get some from our market here, but expensive. Very expensive. So you see, we're trying to this thing. At times, this is from the two side of the leather, and we have the body also side of the leather also is coming. So if you take a measurement and you get the measurement from the foot, it means you have to reduce the size of the normal patient to, let's say, for the ball I got from the patient 20 centimeters, then I have to get it from the artificial 19 centimeters.
Because it stretches?
No, because the leather, when the leather comes on, then it will take care of another 1 centimeter, and then it cover up. So when you measure, you get both 20-20. But as soon as you leave the measurement 20, when you cover finish, it will give you, the artificial will give you 21. Then it will be difficult
too long or too wide.
Yeah, to get even shoe for that. Listen, you have to buy big shoes. Now you see, I'm scarving everything out.
And I see you are working on a piece of glass.
Yeah. Yeah, for scarving you need a piece of
glass. Yeah.
As soon as it slips, then you make it easier. And the glass and the leather have some magnet.
It's
some
nice and
yes, something something like
in place.
Magnet, something inside. So as soon as you put it there, it has some grip contact between the glass and it. But if you use it on any material, as soon as you move it, it has a hole underneath, and the knife can cut through the leather easily. But the glass will not work like that. That's why I'm using the glass. And even at times, if you don't have glass at home, we use big bottles. If you don't have a broken glass, we use bottle, and also work. But if you use plywood and anything out of it, no, it doesn't work. Now I think it's finished, but I later find out still we have to skive some more. Then I put it back and make my marks. With a pen, where I have to start, where I have to end. Yes, it's still too thick. Still thick. Yeah. So if you put it on, you will feel. Put it on, you will feel yourself like what I was saying, blind text. You will feel with your hand that it's thick. The leather is thick.
Yes.
So as soon as I hold it on it, I feel it is thick. Now it's fine. So I have to glue it. First glue the nails for it to dry. So as soon as you press it in,
it's there.
It's there.
It's not
and
move.
And the rest, you don't need them to dry. You glue it immediately, then you start putting in.
Forming it.
Yes. Because that time it has not dry, so still it can move to anywhere you would like to move it. So by preparing, gluing this thing, waiting for it to dry. I start the body covering. So this.
So you had already cut out this paper. How did you cut out this paper?
Yeah, we make pattern of it. I think I did the pattern. Yeah, we make pattern out of the fruit that you see. We double the paper. I double the paper, then I put it a line, half a line at the top, a line at the back, and place it. Yeah, and place it. Then use my pencil to mark it. Then later on turn over and cut it. Put it back and see where I can. This thing. Now the other one is ready. I always try also this. The same thing. That is how I make the pattern from the paper.
Just like that.
Yeah.
So you wrap the paper around.
Yeah, you double it. You double it. For that one, we lift one side.
And then the other side is just the other half of the piece of paper.
So when you open it, then you get both. And normally, one side of the fruit, if you divide the fruit into two, one side is bigger than the other side. So we make the pattern from where it is bigger than the other one.
Okay. So you could have excess, right?
Yeah. So for this, we don't need to scribe the whole thing. We have just 3 places. The back. You see how I sharpen my knife on the table? Yeah, it's leather, so I don't need any hard thing to sharpen it on a stone. So when I go to the table, it just comes out again. But on rubber, it's not like that. You see? So front, back, and the top. And if I end here, then I just finish. Yeah. Then I start, put this thing on.
And you have the ink line on the foot, so you know exactly where you want this to be.
The line is there, and where I have to start, everything is there. You see, because that one is not dry,
it will stick.
Yeah, it can go in.
Oh, it will. Yeah. If it was dry, it would stick at the top and bridge the groove.
Yes,
and you're using the back of the knife, not the blade, to stick the rubber in, the leather into the groove.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, how many people do you have here in OTC that you think can do this particular operation by themselves?
In OTC here?
Yeah. Besides you, is there someone, or are there any others that can do this shape of foot and then do the toes?
As of now, no.
No.
So that is why we have asked to between maybe 3 or 4 people.
Okay.
So as of now, no. So because those who are working on the tibia and transfemur, they have to know more about these two.
Yes.
But it seems they don't know how to start. So I have to produce the small tools that we can get from outside, like Europe. Then we have to make it ourselves here, and I've been continuous doing it for a long time. So as at now, I'm only the only person who is
capable of doing this.
Yeah.
this. You don't just stick it over there and then just fold it all down. You really try to get the detail that you created with your knife into the
Yes.
cover. You try to make the cover show exactly what was in the knife.
Yes, sir. And that is why we are working on it. So I have to take time of doing it.
I think myself I would just take it and wrap it around and stretch it and pull it down underneath and find out how bad a job it was.
We have a place that you have to wait till the glue dry,
Yes.
and we have a place also you glue it immediately, then you start working on it. Especially where I've reached now. Yeah, where I've reached now, I have to glue it and start working on it. It will allow me to move anywhere, because that place is a crucial point whereby if you try to cover, you won't get exactly what you need. So you glue it immediately, then you start working on it. So I'm going to glue it, and after gluing it, you see, so places there need to be filled with glue. So when they get there and finally you cover it under, and still they have some gap there. As soon as I put the back of the knife there, then it holds, then the line appears clear. Yes, you see, now I use my hand to do it immediately. It is not dry at all, but it will
stick.
It will work fine, because leather and rubber are friends. They are not enemies at all. You see now, if here is dry, you can never make it. If it is dry, it can make it. Can make it.
Is there ever a reason to finish this foot off and not put this leather cover on it? Do you think it would still stand up if there was no leather cover on it?
Oh yes.
It would stand up okay, but it just would be the color that
Yeah,
would
the
be...
color will not be allowed. The patients always criticize seriously.
Because of the color.
Yes.
In this culture.
Yeah.
Because in this culture, no one seems to wear socks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
see, that's
Because it
another-
is heat already.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very hot, so...
So if you are doing something, even if the color is close to their color, they will never accept it. They try to get the exact color of it. That is why. And the macro rubber that we find only black and brown. Black and brown, and at times you find a red, a green rubber from
In
it.
the right
So you need to cover
consistency.
it
Yeah.
with the. Tell us about this tool. You're using a tool to stretch.
Yeah, that is the tool that I use is for here we call it lasting plier. Lasting plier. Yeah.
I think that's
Because
what they call it.
yeah, I supposed to use that plier to work on where I am, but because the leather is so thin, and if I'm not careful, I pull it and just turn, then I have to take everything away and start making it, and my hand can never hold it strongly or
Okay.
to tear, so I have to use my hand for some crucial
Stretching.
points. Then the rest where I can use the plier, then I will use it. So that is why. Now you see, you can see that it has covered. And we go to the next point. And I don't glue everywhere of this thing. I have some points to glue. Front, top of it, back. All these places were not glued.
Just around the edges and a couple of other places.
Edges in the back, like here, in the front here. So that in 5 years' time or less, it depends the character of the patient. Some patients are very careful of using their gadgets. Some are not. So some will come to repair earlier and some will not. Some even takes 20 years out of here before you see them. At times we thought they have died and later we see them coming again. And if you see they are this thing, they are looking fine. But some of them 2 years, the way you see the prosthetic, you wonder. So we have to use my hand to pull it so that it will not be so weak for them to go and use. So when we reach a certain place that we need hard leather, then I use the material. And also the joints that I do, before they will come, if you apply something small, then the cover comes out easy. If you take, let's say, thinner to remove it, it will come out where you have glue. If you take that thing loose, the rest of the body is also loose. You don't need to make more work on it.
Okay, so why do you need to smooth it?
Now it's not smoothing, I'm roughing it.
Okay.
And for the machine, it will give me perfect edge. Perfect edge. And at times, if you do it properly, you put your hand there, you can never feel it is joined unless you watch it with your eye. So when you use the machine to smooth it, then it takes all the small points that will show under this thing, the foot away. They make it more smooth. More smooth. I can use my hand, but it will never give me smooth than to use the machine and make it also edge line. We have some edge. When you shape the foot, we have some edge line, the lateral edge line and the medial edge line. It will take it easier, so that when you put the finishing leather under the feet, it will look fine.
Why do you have to do this, what you're doing right now?
Okay, when I go to the machine and without making that one, I am going to join the upper, the body, the body covering on the front cover. We have to separate it. I'm thinking another time also to use one this thing, but at times it's waste. You waste more material from the leather.
Or like you don't want to segment it anymore. You want to experiment using just one, cutting it out one.
Yeah. So I have to rough that side, enable the glue to hold it. When it is smooth, glue can never hold. But when it is rough, glue holds. Okay, so I'm just cleaning that place to put the next point on it. And I use my knife later when I use emery.
And that overlap that you were roughing up, is that like 2 centimeters, or do you stay thinner than that, 1.5, 2 centimeters wide, or,
Okay, come again. You said.
you know, the width that you're bluing, how much you overlap.
Yeah, it's 2.
2 centimeters?
2. You see where I'm going? You see?
Uh-huh. Right on the inseam on the lateral, on the medial side, and then the same place on the lateral, one down the front, a stripe down the front, a stripe down where the seam is going to be, and then along the bottom edge, all around.
Yeah, now you see where I have glued. So I don't need to glue everywhere. Some people used to glue everywhere. But when they glue it and you have a problem with it,
They want to take it off, it becomes a problem.
yes, you need to stretch it, then it will be smooth, as if you have glue every. Here also, we don't need it to dry too much. 50-50, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
So that you can, if it is like that, you can direct the leather anyhow you want it. And when you take it off, you can put it back again. Because it still not stick well, but later on it will stick. See? So you pull it to where I need, and I pull it. See, when I take it off, it's just come out easily. And I stretch it, stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. And by stretching it down, that place turn as if glue is there. As soon as you try to put the leather, then it changed the thing. Now it have changed. You see, now I use the lasting plier to pull it, and I'm supposed to use it for the two sides, but because of the lightness of the leather, it will cause any problem to it, so I have to be very careful. The medial side is already done, and remaining the lateral side.
This is what you mean by being able to pull pull it back up and stretch it the way you want it, so it changes and goes in your intended direction
Okay.
without ripping.
Because it's not fully dry. That's why you can take it off and put it back.
Yes. And that's what you want to be able to do at this point. Yes.
Yeah.
So that it will stick, right? So that the glue can stick on it.
Yeah. Otherwise, it can never.
Oh, okay. It's not covering it.
Now covering.